Yeah, I'm on the ground. I know it's bad setting. I know there aren't good lights, but I'm here to teach you something. So I was in the gym yesterday and one of my buddies, someone I met there, was telling me that they don't do legs anymore because every time they hit squats, they feel this nice sharp pain in their knee. And so they just avoid doing squats, and then they said they just avoid doing leg days after a while, and they just don't do leg days at all. You should never stop hitting a muscle group unless you feel like you're gonna injure yourself. Now, a pain in your joints is something that everyone's gonna have to deal with. I get them all the time. I get them a lot in my left knee and in my shoulders. Now, it's either ligament, muscle, or tendon pains, and they're all gonna feel sort of similar. So if it's in your shoulder and it's your rotator cuff, when you raise your elbow above your shoulder, you feel kind of a pain and it feels kind of deep. That's a muscle. It's called your supraspinatus muscle. If it's in your elbow and you feel it when you extend your arm and you feel it back here in your elbow, that's going to be the end of your triceps tendon. But if you feel it in your knees while you're doing squats or leg press or any sort of bending motion like lunges, that's going to be your ligament, your ACL most likely, but it could be any of the ligaments in there. Now let's be clear, I'm not telling you to push yourself into an injury. I'm just trying to tell you what these pains are exactly. When you feel those pains, most likely what's happening is either your ligament, your tendon, or your muscle is being inflamed. It's being either pinched, impinged, or there's too much stress on it, and maybe you're using too much weight. So it's getting inflamed. That's why it's hurting a little bit. Now when it's inflamed, it's more likely to become injured. It's more likely to become torn, ripped, or even just partially torn, which is going to make the injury prolong itself and hurt for way longer than you need it to hurt. When you feel these pains, you should never push through them. You should never push through the pain and just deal with it. Pain should only be a burn in your muscle. That's the only pain you should push through. You should never push through a sharp or a dull pain in your joints. When you feel that, you should stop. What your joints need is rest. You should, skip the next whatever day. If it's your knees or something, you skip your next leg day. Kind of let your ligaments, your muscles, your tendons, kind of let them regenerate and recover. When you know that you have this problem, right? You know you have a rotator cuff problem and you're about to hit chest and shoulders. Take an anti-inflammatory, just like ibuprofen or anything, Tylenol, Advil. Take one of those about 45 minutes before your workout. What this is gonna do is stop your body from having those ligaments, joints, or tendons inflamed, and that's what causes the pain, right? And that's what causes damage. That's what causes you to tear those things up. So you're gonna keep the inflammatory response down by taking an anti-inflammatory. Now don't go popping an anti-inflammatory every single day. That's super bad for you, and it's really not good for your organs. But if you take one every chest day, one a week or even two a week, until you give yourself a little bit more time to recover, I swear to you, when I get rotator cuff problems, I'll take an anti-inflammatory on my chest days, and after maybe 2 or 3 weeks, I can go without an anti-inflammatory, hit chest as hard as I want, and I won't feel any rotator cuff problem at all. All you're doing is allowing yourself to recover, and you're not backtracking when you hit the gym by tearing it up, You're not tearing any tendons up or anything like that. You're allowing it to continue recovering without any back pedals because you're taking the anti-inflammatory. So I hope this video was a little bit informative for you guys. I hope it wasn't too much ranting and just babbling on. I just wanted to address this because I know a lot of you guys have been asking me questions about your personal injuries, your rotator cuffs, your knees, your elbows and stuff. So I just thought I'd throw this out there. Keep in mind, I am not a doctor. I'm a certified personal trainer, so this is actually out of my scope of practice. I'm just giving you anecdotal advice off of what I have learned myself, but none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice, you should seek out your physician and your doctor and talk to them about it, especially if you feel like you're on the verge of an injury. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you haven't checked out my progress channel, go check it out at Humorous Progress. And if you're not following my Instagram, follow it at Thick Solid Tight. Alright everyone, you already know the mantra, but lift heavy or die, MIRIN! Give it a nice tight squeeze and get the blood in there. Also, think of bringing your heel not only up to your butt, but also think about pulling it inwards. This is going to contract the hamstring.